What is your impression regarding Burkina Faso? What is happening in Burkina Faso?
For me, Burkina Faso has got a very troubling history. Of course, all of the African continent was colonized, but then there was a man named Thomas Sankara who was in power from 1983 till 1987 and was assassinated. In reclaiming the self-determination of the people of Burkina Faso, which is the land of the upright man. That's what he is the one who named that country Burkina Faso. And Burkina Faso only means the land of upright man, because he was solidifying the spiritual ecosystem that must cover the space out of colonialism. What Thomas Sankara wanted to do first was to re-establish national identity and bring in new black national consciousness. And then Western powers were very not impressed. NATO forces, Western imperialism, realized that we don't need a black man who is going to instill self-determination in his people. Because the whole world, since colonization, in fact, since Arab enslavement and then the Roman invasion, to a point that even the continent itself is named after a European, in which Europe is even named after an African. So for a black man like Thomas Sankara, who want to change that entire idea and change the timeline of black people, it was very important that a man like that was there, and then it was a threat to Western imperialism, who look at us as slaves and sub-Savian beings, beasts of burdens, who only need to serve the interest of whiteness, the interest of Arab and the Caucasoid, the Mongoloid. However, recently, the guy was born a year after Thomas Sankara was brutally murdered, Ibrahim Traore. He emerges into this space. And then someone will say it's a reincarnate military coup. Yes, of course, we don't really condone that. But if we remember what happened to Burkina Faso, Thomas Sankara was killed by his right-hand man. And then this guy emerges in order to change the narrative. And right now, Ibrahim Traore, most black people globally appreciate that kind of energy, because that's what we want. That we've got sovereignty, we've got independence, because independence don't mean the right to vote. Ibrahim Traore, and then the West realizes, so you are no, and then they even actually cut off ties with France. But there's still African countries who were French colonies that still pay colonial tax, because France says you need to pay us for having improved you.